Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is our Arise News analyst, Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning,
Good morning, Ruben. I'm here.
I can see you. I know you are here. You don't need to announce it.
I had to emphasize it. Ruben, good morning. Good morning, Victoria Tundu MK Abiola.
Good morning.
Yes.
Efeni is here. Okay, shoot your shot.
Yes, let's start the review with this day. As usual, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story, 48 hours after attacking Kaduna Airport. Terrorists blow up Abuja-Kaduna Train. Scores of families seek information on loved ones. As El-Rufai visits scene accompanied by troops, many feared kidnapped, scores shot. Nigeria Railway Corporation MD confirmed attack, recounts how he spoke to train driver. Yes, this is quite shocking. Barely 48 hours after the attack on Kaduna Airport. Although the garrison commander who visited that yesterday was trying to make clarification on the Kaduna Airport attack, saying that it was not the airport that was attacked, that indeed those bandits, terrorists were passing by to another location. Yeah, we had this, that's to use his words. They were passing by and just saw a guard and they decided to just pump some action. A garrison commander said that, so it's not my saying. And as such, but in 3 minutes, the soldiers were there to fight off, and they even called for air support, which they killed at least 12 terrorists in that airport attack, or by the side of the airport attack, to go by what the military is saying. But this train attack coming up yesterday, and just above that story, you see the next story. Lai Mohammed blames PDP for laying foundation for Nigeria's mystery. Says inflation, a global trend. Opposition party replies, minister says media briefing arrogant stunt to mislead Nigerians. Yes, if you juxtapose this lead story of what happened yesterday on that train ride to Kaduna from Abuja, and what the minister said in his briefing, that Nigerians now travel in comfort and safety. Those were his exact words. And even before this attack, we all know that when you make a trip across the nation, it doesn't matter which region, you pray specially for that trip. Your relations, your hosts, they all pray that you arrive safely. Many have gone missing on their way, just traveling on Nigerian roads. Many have died, cannot be accounted for. I know 2 families that are still looking for the bodies, or even any word about full-grown men who traveled on Nigerian roads and were kidnapped. Yet the minister told Nigerians without even blinking that Nigerians now travel in comfort and safety. I hope he can repeat that this morning after the Kaduna train attack. And he can look at the face of those who were injured, survived, or the faces of relations who lost loved ones in this shooting, and say Nigerians cannot now travel in comfort and safety. But we'll just go to other stories, and I'm sure we'll still have 1 or 2 things to say about the briefing by the Honorable Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. Now, the Vanguard newspaper, hoodlums attack Imo police station with petrol bomb. Injured police officers open fire on passengers in Enugu, kill 2. Police recover 3 undetonated explosives as Southeast shuts down. Anambra workers Intercity transporters remain adamant, defy Soludo's order. Traders shun markets. Soludo visit offices within government house as work resumes. Meet with market women. Yes, the Monday sit at home, declared by IPOB and its affiliate, the Eastern Security Network, still very much in place, despite some tough words from brand new governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, all over the Southeast yesterday, where those guys went out to enforce what they have been doing every Monday. And it wasn't funny, perhaps, if you cannot provide security for the people who come out, please don't give unnecessary order, because some persons try to go about their normal business, and they had this repercussion of attacks by these groups. And of course, it is better for these people if they know they will get harm on their way to do their legitimate duty every day on a Monday. They would rather sit at home and be safe and go to work on Tuesday. So government, federal, states, that matter is still very touchy. You don't just order people to defy. Come out, go to work, open your shops. Are you providing counter security so that those who are enforcing this so-called sit-at-home order don't harm innocent people? Now, the Daily Sun newspaper, federal government PDP fight over destabilization plot. Of course, this is also a fallout of the briefing by the Minister of Information, where he alleged that PDP is planning another NSAS demonstration. But for most of that address, he blamed the PDP for everything that has happened, perhaps in the last 8 years. When the APC was campaigning, of course, it was fair to criticize the government in power, point out where they're not going well, and of course, they proposed to Nigerians, change is on its way. And Nigerians voted for APC. Of course, Lai Mohammed was part of that band of propagandists, if you will, that pushed the APC message. But it is surprising that 8 years, almost 8 years after, Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, is still blaming the PDP for everything that is wrong under the sun in Nigeria. I'm not sure Nigerians will buy that, because the APC government voted into power twice to solve all the problems created, according to him, by the PDP. And if you have not done that, on your way out, your swan song is blaming PDP. Sorry, I'm not sure Nigerians will buy that. But let's look at the Punch newspaper. National Convention, Aregbesola lies allies. Aggrieved chieftains supporters dump APC. Yes, beyond the alliterative attraction of that headline. Simply, two ministers, two serving ministers, Rauf Aregbesola and Lai Mohammed, haven't been bloodied by the consensus arrangement at the convention. Their supporters are dumping APC. That is what the Punch is reporting. In Kwara, where Lai Mohammed comes from, and Osun State, where Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola is supposed to be the major political shifted. But again, we've not heard the last. Consensus without consensus, maybe, because some seem to be opposed to what transpired at the Eagle Square over the weekend. So crisis lingers in Kwara, Osun, Zamfara, others. Despite Buhari's plea, aggrieved party members refuse to withdraw court cases in states. Adamu Peace Panel fails to beat deadline on report submission. Yes, Abdullahi Adamu headed the Peace Panel. He has not even submitted his report before he was elected chairman of the party. Now, his reports seem to be stuck with him. He will, however, find a way to implement it. Now, the Daily Trust newspaper, after APC confusion as Adamu Kyari hold 2 elective offices, resign now. Lawyers, PDP, are insisting 1999 constitution silent ruling party mom. Why we can't act? INEC. Now, Abdullahi Adamu is still a senator. I'm not aware that he has resigned. And is just been elected chairman of the APC. And this, some are saying, is a recipe for confusion. Is he not going to resign? Perhaps the lawyers will throw more light on that. Now, the Guardian newspaper, Saraki Tambuwa Mohammed, push for consensus unity team. Autumn, anyone above 70 should abstain from contesting presidency. Resign now as zoning committee chair. Arewa used tell Autumn. Momodu welcomes Wike to presidential race. PDP will lose if zoning isn't respected. Ayim is saying that. Ishaku Lords consensus move among aspirants. Yes, Aminu Tambuwa, Bukola Saraki, Bala Mohammed, all presidential aspirants on the platform of the PDP are working towards a consensus candidate. Now, this report is talking of a unity team. They're positioning themselves. You cannot get presidency, you get the vice presidential ticket. But what about the zoning? But gentleman, the governor of Benue State, Autumn, is supposed to be the chairman of a zoning committee, but he has been blessing, endorsing aspirants. I don't know how you can mix that together. He received Nyesom Wike the other day, and he seemed to be supporting Wike, yet he's the chairman of the zoning committee of the PDP, made up of representatives from each state of the federation and the federal capital territory. So what is Autumn working on? PDP, they will figure that out. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper asks you federal government impasse. Why religious leaders stepped aside by Khan, the lecturer's connection, Sultan frets over bloodletting in Nigeria globally. There's need to deepen political, religious collaborations. Boss Mustafa, yes, the issue of ASU on strike. Their target is to be on strike for another 3 months after the so-called 1-month warning strike. And the federal government is not doing anything as we speak. But is it right for ASU to just close the institutions and allow students to suffer? If they go along this route and another session is lost, then some students will have lost 2 academic sessions in Nigerian universities. And I'm sure ASU expect those students to tell them, well done, our lecturers. ASU, it must be said, is also contributing its own quota to the destruction of the tertiary institutions, the public ones at that. Because, yes, they want to be at home for the next 3 months. We should make it 4 months, even if the federal government don't shift its position. But they will be receiving their salaries. I'm sure if they don't, they will do a rethink. Maybe the lawmakers should look at that. But the Business Day newspaper is reporting on its front page why ASU's payment platform wasn't approved by the Nigerian Information Technology Development Agency. Yes, according to the agency, ASU's software, which they call the University Transparency and Accountability Solution Payment Platform, scored 93% on its through its testing, but it cannot be used. Why? Because one of the failures is very critical to the functionality of the system. Now, if we just look at the foreign newspapers quickly, the Times of London, Abramovich poisoned at talks the Times of London. Russia hardliners blamed after oligarch and 2 Ukrainians suffered skin and eye problems during Kiev negotiations. Yes, Abramovich has been involved in trying to bring peace to his troubled country, Russia, and Ukraine, that has been at the receiving end of Russian bombs. But in the process, it seems he himself has been poisoned. Who to blame? According to the Times, Russian hardliners. Now, the Telegraph newspaper, the Daily Telegraph, Partygate, times to be issued, fines to be issued from today. Yes, Scotland Yard is telling Cabinet office that the first tranche of 20 penalties is imminent, with more to come. Yes, those who attended those parties during COVID lockdown, including the Bring Your Booze party, where they should expect some fines from the Scotland Yard after all the investigation. Well, we'll wait and see. Ruben, Rufai, and Tunde, over to you.
I think it's damaging enough that fines are being handed down, because that shows that there was a party and it shows that the law was broken. It's really embarrassing for the Prime Minister and the government.
Is Boris going to go?
Okay, let's start with this newspaper. Yes. 48 hours after attacking Kaduna Airport, terrorists blow up Abuja-Kaduna Train. This is a very grim reminder of the security situation in Nigeria today. We were told that at the Abuja Airport, there was a footage of the military that was shown earlier on, saying that, this was 6 kilometers away from the perimeter fence of the Kaduna Airport, and that is the usual route of the terrorists. Terrorists now have a usual route in Nigeria.
According to the military, Nigerian military.
And uniformed men will come and tell us that, don't worry, it's 6 kilometers away.
That they were just passing by.
And they were
they were strolling.
Even if you are not a nice...
No.
I didn't say that.
No, we have the tape.
Okay,
they were strolling. We have the tape.
They were just strolling.
They were showing on our news.
Terrorists
were passing by. It wasn't as if the airport was their target.
And then the military chief said, we managed through airstrike to kill 12 of them. So it's not something to worry about. That is the territory of the terrorists. What kind of rubbish is that? This shows negligence. This shows incompetence. This shows how terrible our situation is. And anybody has the audacity to come and tell us that only one security guard was killed. No, even the life of that one security guard is very important. And whether it is the Kaduna Airport or the Sokoto Airport, where some Okada riding characters went onto the wrong way to receive an otherwise described very important personality. I don't know who is important in Nigeria and who is not important. All of us are important, okay? So you find these spectacles, of neglect, of negligence, of incompetence all the time. And what takes the cake is this attack on this, train between Abuja and Kaduna. This is supposed to be one of the major achievements of the Buhari administration. We have touted what the Buhari administration has done with regard to railway as a major demonstration of good faith. Because this train project has been there since Obasanjo's time, up to Jonathan's time. And President Buhari got there and he continued with it. In the same manner, he continued with the second Niger Bridge and other projects. And look at what enemies, hoodlums, terrorists, bandits, whatever you call them, fifth columnists, what they have tried to do with it. The other day, fuel finished in a train in Nigeria. Between Lagos and Ibadan, or was it between Abuja and Ibadan? Now, yesterday, it was an attack, a bomb attack by terrorists. I mean, it's very embarrassing, and there's no explanation that anybody can give. The Kaduna State government...
On a day, the Minister of Information said, Nigerians now travel in comfort and safety.
No. The Minister of Information is a human being. Sometimes he can miss breaking news.
Yeah, it was just
so in this particular case, the Minister of Information and Culture and National Orientation missed the breaking news.
But Ruben, also recall that train service between Kaduna and Abuja became the transport means of choice because people cannot even drive their
the
jeep
Because
expressway.
they were kidnapped.
on the expressway.
Yeah.
Well, the roads are no longer safe. Even the airline operators of Nigeria, AON, they are saying that they will down tools because they can't afford to buy aviation fuel at a crazy amount. People are living in darkness in the country. You know, what further evidence do you need that there's something that is going wrong? And that, look, yes, even if it is 6-7 months that is remaining, the administration needs to end on a strong note, as the president has promised that he would. Okay? So that is our concern.
No, but Ruben,
the other issue,
the minister said,
Don't
all
worry
these things you
yourself.
are talking are the manifestations of the foundation laid by the PDP, where you also serve.
okay, but they won the election in 2015. They won the election again in 2019. Nigerians voted for APC so that APC can do better than the PDP. Now, as we move towards 2023, yes, it's for Nigerians to assess that. And as for the university system, that too has collapsed. It was ASU we were talking about. SANU has gone on strike. NASU has gone on strike. If you go to any university today, even the university management, they don't have vehicles because their drivers are on strike. What is going on here?
Ruben, I hope you are not going to exonerate the ASU from this problem also, because they are your people, they are your friends.
No, I'm not exonerating.
You used to be part of them.
No, I'm saying ASU.
Parents are angry. Parents are angry.
Yeah, parents like you that send children to school in Nigeria. Patrons like you. I mean, yeah, I agree. Anyway, Fini, thank you very much.